viewers, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Emma. I am so happy you clicked on this video. I hope you like it. We'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Now let's jump into this week's What's for Dinner video. For tonight's dinner, we are having P.F. Chang inspired lettuce wraps. I'm going to be using some ground chicken, some minced garlic, some ginger puree, a little bit of olive oil, some water chestnuts, some kung pao stir-fry sauce, some green onion. In the P.F. Chang's recipe, it says to use nuts. I don't have any nuts. So I'm just going to be using some peanut sauce on the side for dipping. And then some lettuce boats. I'm gonna start by putting a little bit of olive oil in my skillet, cooking up some onion, the garlic, the ginger, and these are already sliced, but I'm gonna probably cut them in half as well. Fry that up for about 2 minutes, then I'm gonna add the chicken and let that cook through. When I went to drain the water chestnuts, I dropped half of the can into the sink. Anyway, I ended up not chopping the water chestnuts up. I just put them into the pan whole. Now I'm going to add the chicken. Some salt. Then I'm gonna let that brown up and then I'll add the kung pao stir-fry sauce. Okay, the chicken is cooked up. Now I'm gonna add about a quarter of this kung pao sauce. Stir it up and then see if I need to add more. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. And I'm just gonna let that marinate for about 5 minutes. So I used about half of the kung pao sauce. And here they are all done. I just put some of that peanut sauce over the top. Delicious. For the arugula pasta salad, I wanted it to be a cold salad, so I cooked everything the night before. I poured a little bit of olive oil into my skillet, a tablespoon of garlic, and the juice of 2 lemons, and let that cook up for a little bit. And then I added a whole 5-ounce container of baby arugula. And then I just let the arugula cook up. I had a pot of boiling water ready to cook my pasta. When the water had come to a boil, I just added some of this pasta. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. And while the pasta was cooking up, I just transferred my arugula to a bowl, along with all the lemon juice that was cooked with the arugula. And once the pasta had cooked up as well, I put that in with the arugula and the juice of half a lemon. I shook it up and put it in my fridge overnight. To go along with the arugula pasta, I'm just going to cook up some shrimp. I started by washing my shrimp and then taking the shell off the tail. Then I just put some butter in my skillet. Once the butter had melted, I added the shrimp and added some lemon pepper seasoning and just let it cook up for a couple of minutes each side. Once the shrimp had cooked, I took out my arugula pasta salad from my fridge, added some feta and the juice of one more lemon, and just let that sit to the side while I heated up some naan bread. I just preheated my oven to 350 and put the naan bread in the oven for about 2 minutes just to warm through. And here it is all served up, the shrimp, the arugula pasta salad, and the naan bread. Delicious. For tonight's dinner, we are making wonton tacos. I'm going to start by browning the ground turkey with some taco seasoning and then assembling the wontons. While the ground beef is browning up, I'm just going to spray my muffin tin with some cooking spray. And fill them with the wrappers. Once the meat had browned, I just added the taco seasoning and then the packet full of water and then just stirred that up and let it cook for a few minutes. Once the ground turkey had cooked up, I just used my ice cream scoop to scoop a spoonful of it into the wonton wrappers. Then I just topped the ground turkey with some of this Mexi melty cheese, and as you can see, my BB is watching me cook. Once I had put the cheese on, I did another layer of the wonton wrappers. Once I did the second layer of wonton wrappers, I went in with another spoonful of the ground turkey mixture. I ended up having to stop using my ice cream scoop because my husband got mad at me because he said that metal was scraping the bottom of my fry pan. After that, I went in, after I'd done the meat, I went in with some more Mexi melty cheese and some diced tomatoes. Put them in my 350 preheated oven for about 5 minutes. They were a little dry on the top of the wontons. I think maybe next time I might spray some oil or something to give them some kind of like moisture. I don't know. But they're a little too crispy for my liking on the top. But the actual taco part of the wonton was really delicious. Definitely next time I'll do something on the top because like I said, it was just a little too dry. Anyway, so I added some sour cream and some guacamole on top of them, and here they are served up. They were very good inside. These would definitely be an awesome appetizer, but not so much good for a dinner per se because it just made too many. I mean, if you have a large family, I'm sure it'd be fine. But yeah, a little too much for me and my husband. For tonight's dinner, we are making some ribs and some cheesy potatoes. I started by putting my air fryer basket into my Ninja Foodie. I added a cup of chicken broth. Then I had my husband take out the ribs, wash them, and season them up for me. I've never used a dry rub before, but this Famous Dave's rib rub was really good. So I had my husband just rub it on in. Once he had put all the rub on both sides of the ribs, we put it into my Ninja Foodie. We're going to pressure cook these on high for 19 minutes. And remember, my cup of chicken broth is in the bottom already. Once they had cooked up, remember, high for 19 minutes, we did a manual release. Then once all the pressure had come out, we added some barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce, of course. I don't even know which one we're using today. It's probably just a cheap Walmart brand. Anyway, these ribs were so good. They were just falling off the bone. My husband wanted to turn them. I'm like, no, you're ripping them apart. So once the barbecue sauce was on there, we air fried them, or air crisped them. If you have a Ninja Foodie, it's not air fry, it says air crisp. We did it at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. But at the 9-minute left mark, we added some more barbecue sauce. For our side dish, I am going to make some cheesy ranch potatoes. I started by washing 2 potatoes, and then I just cut them into bite-sized pieces. To the potatoes, I just poured a little bit of extra virgin olive oil over to coat the potatoes. Then I added 1 ranch packet, some garlic powder, some pepper, and I was going to add salt, but I did not. The ranch packets are pretty salty. So then once everything was in there, I just shook it up. My oven had been preheating to 400 degrees. I added some parchment paper to my cookie sheet and just poured the potatoes on there. And then I cooked them up for 20 minutes. Then I'm going to stir them up and cook them for another 20 minutes. When they were cooked up, I just added some extra sharp cheddar cheese on top of the potatoes, and then I just put them in the oven. We're just going to let the cheese melt. I think it was about 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Then as another side dish, I love beans, baked beans with really any kind of red meat. So I decided just to cook up some baked beans to go along with the potatoes and the ribs. And here's the potatoes. These were really good for like a last minute. I didn't even know what I was going to make as a side dish, but they turned out really good. And here it is all served up, the ribs, the beans, the potatoes, and then in that little silver dipping cup, we just have some extra barbecue sauce. And this was delicious. These ribs were probably the best ribs we've made. And we've made them pretty good before, but these would just fall off the bone delicious. Anyway, that concludes this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you guys liked it. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you on Friday for my Soup of the Week video. I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye.